This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Prime.
Mobikwik launched a lighter version of its app, Mobikwik Lite. To talk about it, I'm joined by co-founder Mobikwik, Mr. Bipinpreet Singh. Bipin, thanks for talking to us. Thanks for taking out the time. Congratulations, first of all. Now, the first question that I want to ask you is how Mobikwik Lite is different from the existing app.
So there are a lot of differences. Our main app is actually a cutting-edge app which works on very high-quality smartphones, works on mid-end smartphones, but doesn't work very well. And this is true of all the wallet apps or all the bank apps or all the payment apps. It doesn't work, they don't work very well on lower quality smartphones, let's say between 2,000 and 5,000 rupees, which are the majority of smartphones in this country. And they require a lot more data, which is not available on these connections, and a lot more memory, which is not available. So that got me thinking, we are leaving out more than 50-60% of the smartphone population out of electronic payments, out of e-wallets. So we must create a new solution, a new paradigm, a language which all our brothers and sisters can understand. And that is why we created Mobikwik Lite. Mobikwik Lite works on all Android versions. Right. Most apps available on Play Store don't work on all app versions. Mobikwik Lite does not require email address. You can just give a missed call and download the app directly on your phone. Mobikwik Lite is less than 1 MB in size. And Mobikwik Lite works on 2G connections. Right. So all of these things put together means that everybody, whether somebody is a driver, somebody is a shopkeeper, somebody is walking on the street, if you just have a minimum quality smartphone, you can use Mobikwik Lite. And there is another very big advantage, which is that if you are a merchant, you can now start receiving money from anybody if he has a card or a bank account or any kind of a wallet. You're not restricted to receiving payments only using Mobikwik. You can just take out your Mobikwik Lite app, you can press the number of the customer, and the customer receives a link, opens a link, enter credit card, debit card, banking, and start receiving payments as a merchant, which you can then take it to a bank account.
Right. Okay. So for me, the most interesting bit was, of course, the bit when you said that, soon the offline version of the app will be announced. Can you tell us how will that work? Because when you talk about, India's population, which has no access to internet, we're talking about 800 to 900 million people.
So I think this app firstly addresses the issue of intermittent internet. We have very few active internet connections on very, very good quality, 3G kind of connections, which is about 60-70 million. And remaining about 180 million people actually don't have very poor quality. So this app addresses 2G or Edge. This app addresses those 200 million people. Beyond that, this app actually will have inbuilt functionality to do all its communication using SMS. Which means that you can actually, because in this app, there is no card details, there is no specific security angles that need to be taken, so it can use SMS as a gateway to start communicating with our server, which means that it can work without internet as well.
Right. Okay. Now the other thing which I really want to talk to you about is the security aspect. I mean, the fact that the app's going to be available for so many people, and we have seen in the recent past, one of your biggest competitors, Paytm, launched the POS last week, and we saw what happened with that. So do you think the fact that you were talking in the press conference about the fact that this has been put together by the team in just 10 days. So what about the cybersecurity concerns that people might have?
So the most important thing about this app is you do not enter any card details, any bank details, or any e-wallet details of the customer within this app. Right. This app is only for a shopkeeper or for a merchant who can just receive money from any customer, and the customer needs to enter his card details and bank account details on his or her own phone. Right. Which means the whole issue about the POS is taken care of. So this is actually much, much better than a POS, because it addresses all the challenges and addresses all the security issues as well. As far as this particular app is concerned, this can be secured using OTP. It also has a PIN mechanism, which means that nobody can actually take money out of it. Right. And also it has a feature where if it gets lost, then anybody can actually get it disabled. I mean, the owner can actually get it disabled just by making a phone call.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Bipin. The only information which needs to be exchanged in this case, for example, if you're a merchant and I'm a customer and I need to make a payment of a certain amount to you, so the only thing which I need to give you is my phone number?
So that's why we come up with this tagline, mobile number lo, paise do, which means that only the information that gets exchanged between the customer and the merchant is that of mobile number. If you don't have Mobikwik app, which you can scan and use QR code, then you can just give a mobile number and you can make the payment on your phone as a customer without exposing any card details, any bank details to the merchant or to any third party.
Right. Okay. Lastly, so what will be 3 or 5, top highlights of this, app that you have launched now?
So the 3 top highlights are very, very simple. Firstly, it works on all qualities of smartphones. Secondly, it works on all kinds of internet connection, which means 2G, 3G, Edge. And third, from a language point of view, this is going to be available in all the major languages, and the language context and the cultural context is very, very simple, which means that everybody should be able to use it. We have used simple language, no icons, no fancy stuff, so it should be very, very usable. And the fourth thing is that it is very, very secure.
Right. Okay. Actually, this is my last question. How soon do you think the offline version of the app will be launched?
We are actually right now in the process of making this app available to all the people who have smartphones in different languages. By end of this week, it will be available in all the 8 different languages. So after which we will start work on the offline version. So I actually imagine this is going to take about 30 days for us to have a feature phone version for this particular mechanism.
So we can look forward to a happy new year in that case.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks. Pleasure. Congratulations, Bipin. Thank you.